welcome back to my channel. I am here with Mom.
Bonjour.
And we are going to continue sewing the robes that we are making, or interior jackets that we are making for Edward and William. So you saw in the last episode that we both have a collar done. I still have to finish mine. Mom is going to finish hers today. I'm going to show you how to do that. But in today's episode, we are going to demo pockets with a trim and how to shorten the sleeves and do the cuffs. So pockets and cuffs today. Let's get started. So Mom is going to finish applying the collar to the inner part of the robe, and I'm going to show you what she did here. So you can see, you can barely notice, right? And then this stays like this anyway. What she did was use white thread on top, and then in the bobbin she has the red thread. So she's going to make this one right here that's basted, and she's going to sew along the edges with the edge stitch. As you can see, she's really on the edge here, and the top thread will be white, so it will blend with the color, but the back of it, which is the bobbin, will be red, so it will blend with. Is it perfect? No. If you look closely, you're probably going to see a little bit of the red thread that's poking back up. So adjust your tension and that won't happen. All right, and that's it. So that's what Mom is doing. Mine I will do later. It's pretty much the same thing. The only difference that for mine I will use the orange thread for both. It doesn't bother me. All you have to do is take this and then you fold it a little bit like this, and then you baste the whole thing and you sew all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so let me show you where I'm at, because I did do one pocket, and I want to show you that I did something a little bit different that is not in the instructions. So what I'm going to do is show you how I am doing a pocket that has the cord right here, that has the cats all standing up in a line, and that is lined with the cat fabric. This is what I did, and I think it's really cool. It's a little accent, and it makes the pocket thicker, and it's, yeah, it looks really neat. So let me show you how I did this. I'm going to do the big pocket, and then I have another one that's supposed to go right here that's much smaller. We have Edward here, and Mom is showing how she's measuring the sleeve. It's very long.
Tourne.
Okay,
Tourne.
this is a large size, and Edward is, how tall are you now?
6'3".
6'3", almost 6'4", and it's ginormous on him. Okay, turn around. Alright, so Mom is going to show us how she does the sleeve. Okay, so comment tu fais la manche?
Comment je fais la manche?
Oui.
Je rentre à l'intérieur. De toute façon, je mesure les deux, hein. Je vais mesurer l'une et l'autre. Voilà.
Donc là, c'est avec le bras tout droit.
Oui, tu plies.
Right. Okay, so
Voilà.
then you go
Il y a
with the
celle-là, elle est plus
folded
courte que
arm.
celle-là. Qu'est-ce que tu préfères?
So she did
Comme
the
ça
one
ou
on.
comme ça?
Comme ça.
Comme ça, ok.
Okay,
Alors,
donc you like the shorter
Yeah.
sleeve?
Yeah.
Okay. So then she's gonna pin it, right? To give an idea of how
ok,
she
c'est bon.
wants it. Okay.
C'est bon.
So here, Mom is showing you how it's gonna look with the cuff added to it. Okay. What do you think, Ed?
Yeah, it's nice.
You like it?
It feels really nice.
Let me show you how I'm doing the pocket. So basically what they want, based on the pattern and the instructions, they just want you to have one layer of your main fabric, and then there's two little notches on the side. You would fold this like this, right? And you would do a stitch line here and a stitch line there, and then you fold it like this all along, and you would stitch all around, giving you a pocket. I don't like it. It's only one layer. This is a guarantee with the cell phones and whatnot that my kids are gonna put, or Willie is gonna put in his pocket. This is gonna get all deformed. So I've decided to do an accent with the cats and line it with the cats positioned the right way. So all I did was basically cut a second piece. Now this is the front of my fabric and this is the back. So right side, wrong side, and this is wrong side. So I'm going wrong side to wrong side, right? Like this. And I'm still going to fold this, but I'm not going to fold the one that's in the back, the cats. Only going to fold this. And I could cut it off, but I'm keeping it because I like to have the top part of the pocket nice and thick for durability purposes. So do like this and like that. Okay. All right, so that's going to be my pocket. That's the way they would want it to be. Now what I'm going to do, because I have extra fabric now from the back, right, from the liner, I'm going to take a piece that's going to be the front band, and it's this one right here. And what I did was make a little bit of a fold here at the bottom. Right now it's just held together with pins. And I know that I'm going to position it right here, keeping minimally the black cat in one piece. Okay, so I'll have at least these cats. Nice and straight. You see what I'm doing here, right? So I folded it so that I have the bottom of the gray right here, and then the rest of the cats are all in one piece. When I look at it from the side, this is longer, doesn't matter, I'm going to cut it anyway. I have the orange one that's folded, and then I have the lining. So what I'm going to do is cut right here, not the orange because it's folded, right? I'm just going to cut right here at about maybe 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to make a straight cut. And that allows me to have the overlap here and the overlap there. And that overlap I'm going to use to put my cord. So for the cord, I don't need the orange one. I'm going to take this one and put it this way. I'm going to take this one and put it this way. If you want to spend some time straightening everything, you can. I'm not too concerned with that because it's not a big deal. I'm looking at my thing here. It's pretty straight. Okay, and I need my cord. And this cord goes this way. Let me move. Put that on the edge like this. When I fold it, it's gonna be like this, right? So the actual cord goes below. This extra piece of fabric goes on top. I'm gonna put that here. I'm gonna cut right here. I don't need all of this. And I'm going to put this piece, that's the front part, I'm gonna put it this way on top of it like this. So when it's sewn and you open them together, you get this with the cord. All right, I hope you're following. I don't need the orange fabric yet. So that's part number one. I'm going to baste it together and then that's gonna get sewn. So I'm ready to sew my little cord, and I really like this type of zipper foot. I'm going to show you why, because it's like a little notch right here that allows me to have my cord right underneath it, and this part here goes alongside the cord, allows me to have my needle right on the edge. Let me put my needle down, you'll see what I mean. Right here, okay? So I like these feet. Another type of zipper foot is this one. It's a little bit different. You only have like one part right here where you can put your foot holder. This one has two. You either move it here or you move it to the other side. So this one is for those machines where you can really move the needle left and right. This one is more for you to keep your needle where it is. It's the foot that you move, and I like that better, again, because it's got the little notches here on the side. I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, but anyway, I like this foot better for zipper foot. Okay, so that's done. Let me remove my basting. So now when I flip it open, this is what I get. This goes this way, and I got a perfect edge. Again, this is the inside of the pocket, and this is going to be the front. And this is the part now where I'm finally reinserting my orange pocket. So front right side, this is the wrong side. I'm going to place this in here, line it up at the bottom right here, and move this back here. Okay, so now I have the front of the pocket, the back of the pocket. All right, so once it's together, I'm not gonna touch it anymore, but I need to sew this. The only difference is that I'm not going to sew it with the liner in the back. So I'm going to take some pins and I'm going to pin this here to hold it in place so it doesn't move, like this. And then I'm going to unfold this, and I'm just going to sew from here to here on the front of the pocket. Then I'll be able to move this back. And this is only so that I don't have an extra line right here of stitching, and it's just a nice straight piece. Going to baste it first, and then I'll sew with straight stitch, and it's going to be an edge stitch as close to the edge as possible. here's the result. So I have my edge stitch right here at the bottom. I have my cord right here on top. The back of it is a full line. It doesn't, or liner, doesn't have any stitching right here. I'm still holding it here on top with 2 pins. I'm going to remove them, so I'm going to go this way. Don't worry if it's not the same size. I'm not worried about that because it all gets folded anyway. So I want to make sure I get this nice and straight. And what you want to do now is basically fold this way. And you want it to be all the same length. And I'm going to pin to hold it because everything has to be basted. Alright, and for the corners, I'm just gonna take this, fold it right here, and then move this one here and this one there. Pin this to hold it before I get to baste it. Alright, now I'm gonna baste all of this here before I apply it directly onto the robe. So that is basted. You're looking at the front of the pocket. Flip it. Here's the back of the pocket with my edges. Alright, and what I'm going to do is take it straight on top of the robe, and you'll see that when I'm done with my U shape, I'll probably go back and right here do a couple of more lines of stitching right here at the angle to make sure that these are secured properly, so that whenever Woody puts his hand in the pocket, it doesn't eventually separate from the robe right here. So you want to do extra lines of stitching either this way or that way. So I'm looking at the front of the robe, and if you marked all your dots properly, this is where the pocket goes, like this, here and here. Okay, so I'm going to pin it and sew it. So Mom is preparing her sleeve, and she's going to explain how she's not following the pattern. Alors tu ne fais pas ce qu'ils veulent. Montre-nous pourquoi. Qu'est-ce qu'ils veulent, eux?
Sur le patron, ils cousent là et là. C'est-à-dire que la bande sera appliquée en cousant par une couture ici et ici. Donc c'est pas très joli quand on a un galon, c'est pas élégant.
Okay.
Donc je vais doubler cette portion-là de façon, par un morceau que je viens de couper, et nous aurons une manchette qui sera cousue uniquement ici et décollée là.
Okay.
Voilà, décollée ici. C'est beaucoup plus élégant quand on a un galon.
Et comment tu vas la coudre à l'intérieur de la manche?
Il faut mettre complètement le travail à l'envers,
Okay.
pour le coudre à l'envers à l'intérieur.
Donc tu le couds à l'envers à l'intérieur et après sur les bords juste là tu fais une...
Là je vais le coudre comme ça, de toute façon ça va être comme ça. Hein. Et c'est après, c'est ici que ça se passera à l'intérieur de la manche.
Okay. So I'm doing the pocket that goes on the breast, and you will notice that this pocket is actually not straight. I don't know if you can tell. It kind of goes this way. So it's higher towards the arm and shorter towards the opening of the robe. And that's basically an elegant way. Mom says it's because back then men used to put their pens or glasses right here, so this needed to be higher. So I did it higher by making it, but I made it straight here, and then this extra right here. So I'm about ready to baste the whole thing, right? And I did the same thing I just showed you. So it's lined on the inside. It's got the rope right here, and I just got to baste and then apply it directly onto the robe. So I'm preparing my cuffs, and I'm going to do something that's very similar to what Mom is doing. If you look at the cuffs for either of those patterns, the cuff is not a moving cuff. It's basically sewn onto the sleeve. So it's like a band that is attached, kind of this here. What we want is a cuff that's more like this, and that has like a space. I don't know how to call it. A flying cuff, we're gonna say, okay? It could go down if you want to, but I'm probably gonna do a stitch here and here to hold it in place. But I'm gonna have the orange at the bottom or underneath, and then the cats the other way. So here's my back. That's the orange, and this piping goes here. But what I want to make sure is that when I fold it the other way, which is going to be this way, the cats are going to be in the right position. So if I go this way and that way, this is the way it needs to be. Okay, so the cats are in the right position. Okay. I here present my cuff. It was Not easy to figure out. I had to redo a couple of times, but I figured it out. And I'm going to show you how I did it. I did stitch it right here so it doesn't open. And on the other side, on the underarm seam. And the way I did it was to basically avoid, you can see a stitch line here, avoid having to do a stitch line over here. And on the inside, you're going to see another seam that's hidden. Okay, so let me show you how I did this, and Mom is doing pretty much the same thing. So the way I'm doing it is probably not the proper way to do it, but that's how I figured out how to do it. And Mom struggled equally. You see, sometimes you know how to sew and you still can't figure things out. So this is the half mark right here. So I'm going to press that. I had to reopen it because I had closed the edges. I'm going to do that again, but once I have resized it. Okay, so we're going to mark where the half is, because that's going to be the edges. So I gotta press this well. Then from the edges down, I'm gonna count about 3.5 centimeters. Let me go this way. So 3.5 is about here. So that's the bottom of the ears for the white cat. 3, you know what, let's do 4. All right, I'll do 4. 4, 4, 4. And I'm gonna cut on that line. And that's basically a whole part of the cuff that I don't need, that I'm removing. I'll take this and I'm going to fold it over like this and press. I can bring it back like this and press again, but I don't sew it closed. I'm going to sew it open. What I want is that crease to be marked. And when I open it this way, so I'm going to reopen it, and now I can close it off with a straight stitch, but you got to keep this open. Don't do it this way. You got to keep that open like this. I'm going to just do a straight stitch and close it off. Okay, right here. Okay, so now I'm taking my sleeve, and this is where I marked it for William. I'm going to take off the pins and adjust it seam to seam like this. So this is the height that we need, and I'm going to press, because remember I'm using my creases as guides. All right. And I'm flipping this inside out. I'm on the right side, by the way. Okay, on the right side of the fabric. I'm going to flip that. I'm sorry about the buzz, it's my furnace. Okay, and I'm going to repress it. So I marked the crease. This is the right side, this is the wrong side. This is the cuff. right? And I'm inside out. This is the part that's going to be right here. This crease that I marked is the one that goes right here. So I'm going to place this right on the edges, right? And it gives me an idea of how much I got to shorten this one right here. Here, and make sure I got the crease proper, and here. All right. And then this, I got to fold in. I know it looks very complicated, but once you figure it out, it's much easier. Okay, so I'm folding this here, tucking that in right here. One, two. Okay, I'm going to give it a press. What I'm going to do is baste here. This I got to move up a little bit. I'm going to baste all around on this one and this one. And then on here, I'm going to baste this. Once I'm done, I'm going to insert my sleeve into the cuff like this. I'm going to mark where the seam is. They got to match. And this is going to be basted on this, like this. And once it's done, I'll do a stitch line right here before the crease, because that's the end of my sleeve cuff, and I will do a full line of stitching right here. Actually, what I did was zigzag on that, and then when I flip it the other way around, you'll see what I get. So first, let me baste. Okay, so once I'm done basting this part to this edge, remember my crease, right? I'm going to baste that as well, but I'm going to do it a little bit before the crease. And it's just to hold it and make sure I don't have any folds. Then we'll go to the machine. Basically, this is what it's going to look like. That's the crease, right? I hope you can see it. In order for me to sew this part here, I need to flip the whole thing inside out. So I'm going to bring that in like this, and now I have access to this. I'm probably going to clean it up after I'm done sewing, put it on the machine, and here we go. Once that's done, I'm going to go this way, pull this out, where the crease is where I fold my cuff. And now all I have to do is really press it. And I'm going to do a couple of stitches here, back and forth at the seam here, and same thing at the seam here to hold it together. But here is my cuff. It's not the best way of doing it, but that's the one I came up with, and guess what? It works. All right, now you press it. So here we go. We got two robes, one for Willie, one for Edward, and we both agree we like Willie's better, only because it's more tailored in terms of the shape and the way it's constructed. Mom is not a fan of the way the sleeve is here. It's kind of like, it's a lot of volume over here, and you know, it's constructed differently. It's a simple pattern. I guess this was meant for advance. I mean, I struggled with it, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't easy. Thank God I had Mom to show me a few things. I hope you learned something, and we're gonna have the boys try it on. So that's gonna be at the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed this project. Stick around to see the boys wearing it. I'm gonna ask Mom a few questions related to this project and the room. Qu'est-ce que t'en penses?
Je pense que le design est beaucoup plus beau sur ton vêtement que sur le mien. Nous avons passé une très bonne semaine en faisant de la couture. Mais bon, je ne suis pas tout à fait satisfaite de mon travail parce que je trouve que c'est un vêtement qui n'a pas tellement de classe. J'aurais préféré avoir des manches beaucoup plus rapportées plutôt que ces manches un petit peu qui pendouillent comme ça de chaque côté. Voilà. Mais enfin bon, maintenant c'est la mode d'avoir ce genre de vêtements un petit peu large. J'espère que ça plaira aux garçons.
Je me suis bien débrouillée.
Ah bah, toi, alors ton travail est excellent. Je pense pas que tu avais beaucoup besoin de leçons de couture. Enfin.
Merci. Non, mais j'ai appris, hein.
Oui, quelques astuces, mais bon, dans l'ensemble, tu te débrouilles très bien. Je pense que tu peux confectionner toi-même tes robes si tu as envie d'en faire. Oui.
Ok. Et la pièce?
Ben,
honnêtement, hein.
L'atelier de couture est important, est très intéressant. Certes, il manque un peu de place. Je me suis difficilement adapté à cette machine browser et surtout au fil tergal. Je préfère coudre avec un fil coton plutôt qu'avec du fil tergal qui s'entortille en tire-bouchon, qui est très difficile à coudre à mon avis. Voilà. Ne serait-ce que pour enfiler, on n'a jamais un fil droit, on a un fil qui va de droite à gauche. Enfin bon, c'est le problème du tergal ou du polyester. Je ne sais pas.
On achètera du coton la prochaine fois.
Oui, il faut coudre. Je crois que quand on a du coton, il faut coudre avec du coton.
Okay.
Et là, c'était le cas.
Quelle amélioration j'ai besoin de faire pour la pièce?
Ben, je pense qu'il faut une table un peu plus grande pour pouvoir étaler les vêtements, parce que là, bon, Quand on est seul, ça peut passer. Quand on est deux, c'est déjà beaucoup difficile d'utiliser un espace finalement qui est assez petit. Bon, mais sinon, il y a tout ce qu'il faut pour travailler. C'est vraiment, c'est presque du luxe.
Ok.
Avec une table à repasser qui est agréable à côté, on a tout ce qu'il faut. Hein.
Ma table à te repasser agréable.
Oui, elle est bien, elle a un confort moelleux, elle est très très bien. Le fer
oui,
aussi.
mais elle est bancale.
Ben, ça, la table peut-être, c'est une ancienne table, il faut peut-être la changer, mais bon, pour le moment, elle fait son boulot. Hein.
Okay. All right. Well, I enjoyed this. Merci. I don't know when we're going to get a chance to do a series again together. We may do side-by-side projects again, or 2 different projects, like she makes pants and I make a shirt. I don't know. Mom is scheduled to come back around the end of May, early June. So we'll see what happens with that. And in between, I'm probably going to continue. I know these are not the most popular videos, but I enjoy sharing my journey, learning to sew, and some of you do too. So I'll continue doing those videos, plus the other ones. I think you've noticed that I've taken a massive break during the month of January and only posted these videos and the Etsy stuff. That was me wanting to spend more time with my mom. I'm sure you will all understand that. So yeah, I want to spend my every evening editing and every weekend filming. When we get back to February, schedule as usual for the channel. So thank you for sticking around with this series. I hope you enjoy it. Again, at the end, I'm going to put either pictures or videos of the boys wearing their robes, and that would be it. You can subscribe right here. Click that bell button so you get notified whenever I post a new video. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at mygreatchallenge. And if you want to see exclusive content not shared on YouTube, you can go to my Patreon, patreon.com/mygreatchallenge, Etsy Shop, link down below, and the new Etsy Shop Instagram account at Frenchie and Tubby for, again, behind the scene. And that would be it. We will see you later, and Mom probably in a few months. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye bye.